Hey, public opinion aficionados, it's Mark Mitchell, head pollster of Rasmussen Reports, and really happy to join Gene Valentino at the Grassroots Truthcast today. I support his podcast. Go check it out and subscribe while you're there.
Hello, fellow patriots. Gene Valentino here. As we approach our 250th anniversary, let's celebrate the spirit that made this nation the greatest country on earth. I'm so proud to offer you our limited edition 1776 to 2026 commemorative hats, a bold reminder of freedom, faith, and the American dream. Whether you're at a rally or on a golf course or just showing your pride every day, this hat says it all. Grab yours today at genevalentino.com and let freedom ring.
All right, folks, our next guest is a political strategist and host of Grassroots Truthcast, former Escambia County, Florida commissioner, and an avid pilot who performs before the Blue Angels air shows. Happy to have Gene Valentino back with us. Gene, really good to see you. I want to go through some of these Supreme Court rulings, the flurry of the last 72 hours or so. I would call it, for Trump and Republicans, 3 wins, 1 loss, and I think a win for both sides on the 5th. Let's go through and we'll do the loss. It's what everyone's talking about, birthright, citizenship. Look, we lost at the Supreme Court level, but Trump is vowed to take this up at the congressional level. Do you think he can do it this way?
Well, I think he can do it this way, but Rand Paul nailed it when he's talking more about a constitutional amendment, Eric. I think this issue is too material. It requires a clear understanding. Nowhere else in the world does a nation have the ability to mandate a birthright citizenship to anybody. In fact, others are pretty agnostic and don't care about the rights of anybody who just happens to be in their country at that time. There's a set of procedures and rules. Now, they vary from nation to nation around the world, but we need a constitutional amendment. It was on my website as one of the 27th and 28th amendments I proposed to this Constitution that specifically says that if you're going to be an American, here's the hoops you're going through to be such.
So Mike Lee, I think, had one of the most poignant X posts. Take a look at this. He's got a picture of the Supreme Court right there. And then underneath it says, if a woman gives birth at the Supreme Court, is her baby entitled to automatic status as a justice? He's pointing at the females on the bench. Like, how in the world do you, and I was thinking kind of, what if you're in a White House tour and you give birth in the White House? Does that mean you automatically get to live in the White? It's tongue in cheek, but it really hits home, Mike.
I think we've gone too far as a nation to try to accommodate the extreme rights or interests that are not mainstream, that are not the majority. I don't mind allowing a position for minority interests to be able to express themselves and have a forum for debate and a forum through which we can learn. Maybe we can do something even better. But to gerrymander, in a sense, the citizenship process for this nation means that someone with fewer hoops, like my grandfather, who served this nation, became a legal citizen, served in World War I. I promised him that I would contribute to this nation someday. An Italian immigrant who could barely speak English and certainly couldn't write it, proud to be an American, giving up his other rights from other nations just for the privilege of becoming an American, put in motion during that World War I, World War II era, an entitlement that was an honor. It was a privilege to become one. Today, it's been bastardized and something that it actually threatens national security and the sovereignty of this nation
Mike,
and our ability.
Mike, I keep saying Mike. It's Gene. I apologize for calling you Mike. It's Gene. Gene, you're so right. Think about all these Chinese babies. It's literally it's a
Yeah.
cottage industry where women will get pregnant. They'll pay someone in China to ship them over here, have the baby here. These Chinese citizens now. These babies are American citizens, dual citizenship. And if they hate America, which a lot of Chinese people do, and it could even be coordinated by the government for all we know, having these American babies, Chinese citizens having American babies. Who knows what they're going to be raised to do to this country? I agree with you. We got about 4 more I want to get to, so a little rapid here.
Okay.
Let's get some quick responses on this. Presidential powers. The Supreme Court gave Trump, and for eternity, allegedly, the president to have more power as getting rid of agencies and firing people within agencies. They were a protected class in D.C., FTC, FCC, and others. President now can get rid of those agencies wholeheartedly, or just some people within them. Thoughts?
He's the boss of the operation of the country, and it's like a company. I was CEO of a few companies myself. If you handcuffed me and didn't give me the authority to manage a budget and targets you imposed on me, I would walk. How dare the system try to handcuff Donald Trump from achieving the objectives he promised to the citizens who hired him.
Yep.
Now, this is a misuse of power and strength by a deep state movement to try to curtail Donald Trump's effectiveness and his ability to manage literally overnight. What he's accomplished is amazing to me personally, but has tried to stifle his ability overnight to achieve the objectives he promised the American citizens.
Yeah,
Uh,
and guess what? He's going to start weeding out some deep state actors that we've been waiting for him to. Now he can finally do it. We'll call that a win, a big win for Trump. And this one, big win for conservatives. Transgender states are allowed to now prohibit transgender athletes, namely men who want to compete against women, on their sports fields. And before they weren't sure if they were constitutionally within their rights to do it. Now they are.
Mike Lee talked about it. Senator Rand Paul talked about it, and more recently, Representative Ogles, I think it's pronounced,
Yes.
mentioned it. Uh, you either are an XX or an XY. That's the chromosome. Get back to science class. You've got a male chromosome and you've got a female chromosome. If there's any dispute, go get it tested before you compete, or if there's any argument on the issue. There are not 6 genders as Talafrico thinks. There's only 2. And if you don't fit into one of the 2, you ain't playing.
Right,
And that's
right.
what the
That's-
Supreme Court ruled.
Gene-
Kudos to them on that
Gene,
point.
I'm always the litmus test for everything. All these liberals who want to say, "Oh, it's okay for dudes to play if they believe they're women." Okay, guess what? How would the NBA, a couple of NBA players that are 6-man on the bench, decide they're women that going forward and just throw themselves into the WNBA? It wouldn't. They would hate that in golf, in tennis, and others. All right, that's a win for conservatives. Another win for conservatives, especially Republicans. Now, I'm not going to say Republicans aren't conservatives, but I think there is a distinction here. But campaign finance laws will be rewritten to allow the structure, the Republican and Democrat apparatus to get more involved, spend more money for certain candidates, which they weren't allowed to do before. They're opening up the wallets. Tell us about it.
Concern, Eric. We need to get rid of the NGOs and their ability to fund campaigns. The non-government organizations, that some of which with monies from overseas, including Mr. George Soros, have been funding political candidates exclusively on the Democrat left side to promote this leftist cult throughout our nation, which is part of the headlines in the news even today. With more, they're not even Democrats anymore. They're calling them socialists. The president calls them communists. And they are, because they have gotten the money from sources that are not the people in the neighborhood in the street. When I was a county commissioner, I knocked on doors. Hey, would you please vote for me? And if I was lucky, they made a small contribution to my campaign. That's who I want funding my campaign, not some hidden deep state group that expects me to turn more socialistic or communistic
Yep.
in my policies and
right.
procedures
This-
in running government.
This is a test for you,
that-
Gene. This is a test. This last one. So we got 3 wins and a loss for Republicans, for the good guys. I call this a win for everyone. And some people don't. I'm libertarian. I believe this is a very, very important Supreme Court decision. And by the way, it was a unanimous decision. What they did was it's called Charlie versus the United States. Digital privacy will no longer allow law enforcement agencies to geofence you. So if you have a cell phone, they can follow you wherever the heck you go for the rest, whenever they want, without a warrant. With a warrant, they can do it. So you have to have probable cause to do it going forward. I love this as a libertarian and a conservative. This is what we don't want government to be watching Big Brother, to be watching everywhere we go. Quick thought on that before we go, Gene.
FISA needs to rein it back. I think under the Biden and Obama administrations, they went deep into the privacy of the Trump family, as an example of many Republicans. If it's under control and if the wrongdoers are prosecuted, keep it. If they can't manage it, then get rid of it. We've got to protect our sovereignty by protecting privacy first.
All right, Gene Valentino. I don't know. Do we call you Gene the Dancing Machine? I think you're about my age. You think you remember that guy?
The Velvet Hammer, I've been called. But
Gene, good to have you, my friend. Talk to you again soon.
Likewise.
All right,
Thank you.
folks, take a peek at this.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets, as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, My Pillow mattresses and My Pillow mattress toppers, as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets. Regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale, only $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's going to ship absolutely free.